Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Final Fantasy XVI. We are at the new Hideaway and we're about to just have a look around. See what's here, who's here, and what they want us to do. And of course it's gonna be some getting used to for everyone calling us Sid. In honor of his name.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnus. I expect he'll be in the mess.
And it probably will be a mess. So what else can we find down here? Not much. Alright, let's get up. This place does look a lot more beautiful than the old one, I'm sorry to say. Open water, the views, the use of the wood, the light. I like it, I really do.
Look, it's Sid.
Staying on this time?
Well, we'll stay as long as needed.
Clive. Is everything alright?
Keeper of stores. Oh wait, that's where we need to be, so that's where we're not going to be. Before we check everything else.
Hear the yon dance, autumn winds atop the rotten pier.
So at least he survived.
Of Sid's return, the faithful.
Shelves are closed. Sign outside should have told you. Have we any more?
Alright, probably a few more new songs that we've seen. To marinate your choke. No, I'm not gonna eat chocobo. No. Too many good memories with them.
Welcome back, Sid.
Blood on it.
Order a drink, buy a round for the whole. Maybe eventually, but for now, let's just have a chat.
How am I getting on? Ah, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the Deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stonehair, even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though.
I would never.
Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Yeah, don't worry. We will try to do an entire round at some point. Hey Karen, she survived.
Well, don't just stand there gawping.
Damn, she got old. Look at that eye. Has it really been 5 years since we left the old place? How time flies.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
We were all waiting to treat Sid to a hero's welcome where Kapka's lot turned out. Not that we knew it was them. They just poured in like a plague of rats, cutting down anyone and anything that stood in their way. Blood and bodies everywhere there was, and a voice crying out for Sid to save us in the midst of it all. I'll never forget those cries, try as I might.
You're our leader now, Clive.
Promise me you won't let anything like that happen again. Promise me that come what may, Sid will save us. Well, we definitely will do our part in that.
But you won't hear me complaining.
Ah, it's even roomier than the old one was. Got my own stores, my own little counter, and thanks to you lot fighting a good fight, plenty of demand for mine wares.
The only drawback
It's the constant bloody racket. If it's not Doris and Otto barking their orders, it's the Blackthorn and Bardolph banging away day and night.
still.
If a pain in the ear rolls the price I have to pay to be Sid the Outlaw's partner in crime, I'd say I've got myself a bargain. Okay, nice
If
to
you
know.
can buy something, be quick about it.
So far nothing new. Doesn't mean that we can make something totally new from scratch. Increase limb regeneration, mount. Yeah, if I had money to spare, I would gladly buy all these things, but I know I have a lot, but I feel like, ooh, wait. Instantly restores all HP? Dang, it's expensive, but definitely worth it.
You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here.
Alright, so for now I'm not gonna buy these, but this is definitely something to keep in mind as maybe a third option in our list, like potion, high potion, elixir. That would be great though, extra healing.
Is that all?
I don't know. Perhaps I should just wait for me.
Clive, you're back. You didn't happen to run out of potions while you're away, did you? We've a fine selection of tonics and tinctures. Oh, perhaps you'd be interested in some new accoutrement. Gear.
He's such a nice guy, isn't he? Bit difficulty with certain words, but he does make up for passion, that's for sure. And yes, we're always out of potions.
Clive?
Everyone is damaged from the attack from all those times ago.
What? You've forgotten already? Because I haven't.
It was a right pain in the arse getting this place into shape, especially with the mess we were in. Not that it was anything new for those who put the old Hideaway together.
Still.
That don't mean I intend on doing it again.
Things here ain't too bad.
I suppose. I've got a decent hammer, a decent anvil, and a apprentice that knows his hammer from his cock. Oh, and the furnace is alright and all, thanks to the old Sid's bellows. The gods only know how to keep the coal hot enough out here on the mirror without them. Not with bloody crystals, that's for sure.
Nah.
I reckon you won't find a force like this anywhere else in the Twins. And I count myself lucky to work it. Thanks for keeping me on. You need anything, just give us a shout. Let's see what you have.
Sanfordian, do you?
11 bolt. Based on the flame tongue and the lightning shard we got from the previous fight, so yeah. It's very clear what the game wants me to make, so I'm guessing we'll just have to make it.
Should last you a good while.
I hope so. These are still the same. That's good. That's okay. Reinforcements? Doesn't seem like we can reinforce what we have to something better. It doesn't seem like the new blade needs any reinforcements.
And?
Does look really cool, the new blade. Anything else out here?
This plank will have to be replaced.
This place is pretty big, isn't it? Nice place to plant our plants. This leads all the way back down to ooh, farms. You can say what you want, but in the last 5 years, this place is better set up than the old Hideaway, sad to say.
This tun here pulls the black from the lake water and renders it clear. You'll have to ask Mid if you want to know how it works, though.
I am curious, but the fact that it works, I think, is a little bit more important.
Much was lost when the first Hideaway fell. Colleagues and friends. Years of hard work. But we did not let that loss defeat us. And our work will not be in vain. No. The spirits of our fallen comrades live on in every leaf and limb you see here.
Good to know.
Much was lost when the first Hideaway fell. Colleagues and...
Experimental record. Boemil, the head botanist.
friends.
The foundations of the Valisthean botany.
Years
Yeah,
of
these are
hard
all
work.
like documents that are rather
Did not
read
let
in
that
between than
loss
during the episode.
defeat us.
Just to keep at least some semblance of pace going. Considering my drift to explore everything all the time. And of course that and doing side quests. Does this also lead to where we need to be for the main quest? Just the extreme long way around? Oh wait, this is where we're gonna tell our stories?
Charlie says I can't go and play until I finish my...
There's still so many places there are still left to build.
Can't catch a wink with all the clamour in the hall. The atrium's quiet this time of day.
Yeah, but having a blacksmith is definitely something we need. Alright. This should be the last place. A nice view.
The lawsman says I can borrow as many books as I can carry. This was all I could carry.
Go on, eat up. What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine. Not about to have another fit, are you? Of course you aren't. You're a changed man now. We both are.
For the better, I hope. Because you might still look suspicious, but as long as you behave yourselves in here, I think we'll be fine. Goblin coins. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's the entire place. So let's head back to the inner sanctum where the main quest is and see what we can find there. Because there's still one person that I cannot find just yet. But if there's a bard here, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be there.
No one works longer or harder than our Otto. You can scour the whole of Storm and Ash, and you won't find a better man.
I think Otto has an admirer.
Escape from the slave markets. How'd you manage that?
I smell. It's mostly luck.
Resting place. Compendium of Rosarian Verse. And then this one.
Lady Tyre is performing a delicate operation and must not be disturbed. I'll let her know you called.
As she will. You're wondering what this new board behind me is, aren't you? All in good time, my furless friend. All in good time. Yeah, we can only interpret, not actually understand.
I hope you don't mind, Sid. I changed the rings in your chambers while you were away.
A few more materials, good. I'm still missing that one person, where is he?
War is brewing.
I know, and hopefully also a pot of coffee. A history of Valisthean jurisprudence, the Continental Accord.
All operations are suspended until...
Oh well. If he's here somewhere, at some point we will find it. You know what? There is this place, of course. There he is. The Wall of Memories is probably where we're gonna find it. The main deck. Here is the Arid Stone. Alright. So we just went straight past the blacksmith and totally forgot about this space here. We'll go there after we talk to Otto, guys.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
The map
Still
room?
can't work that one out.
Or the nap room, huh?
There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Well, let's talk to her then, see what those reasons are.
I learned something new. You'll be the first to know.
Thank you.
Now off you go.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm?
Yes, please.
To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
Probably the Blight.
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was adequate.
I was already on my way over there.
It wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Here for another of my lectures?
Nah, just want to have a bit of a chat.
My beloved homeland.
The crossroads of Valisthea, where one has to stroll the streets to hear news from every far-flung corner of the realm. Its water crystal yield more shards than any other, and its land even now remain untouched by the Blight. It is a blessed country indeed.
Or at least, it was.
Until Sambrek elected to invade and establish a new holy capital upon twin sites heretofore neutral shores. It pains me to see that the land I loved so changed, and even more to know that I did not predict it. I knew that Emperor Sylvester had the sign on the Dominion, but to abandon Oriflame, the seat of the Holy Empire since its inception, seemed too audacious, even a move for him.
I admit.
When I took up my professor's bonnet and began teaching at the University of Canver, I did not think for a moment that I would one day count Sid the Outlaw among my pupils. But nor did I imagine that my fellow educators could have designed on my life. And we both know how that ended. Has it been a year already? Such is the peril of an overly inquisitive mind, I suppose. One is wont to uncover that which others would go to great lengths to ensure remained hidden. Were it not for you and our mutual friend having come to the rescue, our curiosity would likely have proved fatal. But instead, I was not only saved but granted a new lease of life, as a personal tutor to a band of outlaws, no less.
A far more reputable fellowship
Than anything in the academic world, I assure you.
one would think.
My role was abundantly clear by now. I offer you and yours the guiding light of knowledge, that of matters military and political, both past and present, that it might illuminate your way ahead. For it is only by understanding what has come before that one might steer one's way toward a brighter future. Your role, meanwhile, is to ensure that I remain furnished with as much information on the state of the realm as your people can muster, in order that I might continue to appraise the disposition of the great nations and those who rule them. And of course, to pay attention during my lectures. It would not do to appoint the storied Ninetales as your tutor, only to disregard her expert advice. Ah, good character so far. View the state of the realm.
What is it that you wish to learn?
The state of the realm. By speaking with Vivian in the Hideaway's map room, Clive can view the state of the realm and learn about the current going-ons in Valisthea. Revisit any of the Ninetales' past lessons or take a deeper look at the relationships of those individuals in Clive's orbit. The Grand Cast. A comprehensive guide of important persons and their respective relationships.
I have the details here.
Here you can view the detailed visualization of characters' relationship in Final Fantasy XVI that updates as you progress to the main scenario. Use L and R1 to cycle through pivotal milestones in Clive's adventure. Of course, where is there? The Ward of Rosaria, of course. Childhood friends, that's it? We haven't been upgraded to lovers? Alright, trained, sworn to shield, sworn to serve, best friend. Yeah. Alright, an overview of current and past Valisthean affairs.
One must understand one's place in the world.
Here you can view a detailed overview of current and past events relative to Clive's story that update as you progress to the main scenario. Use your L and R1 to cycle through pivotal milestones in Clive Adventure. Okay, so underneath you have the timeline. So basically all the story parts we did. Oh, we did quite a bit, didn't we? And of course, more shall be added. This is basically a great tool to read up if you haven't played in a while, that's for sure.
Thus ends today's lesson.
Yeah, let's. I have some stories to tell. Oh yeah, the kids were in front of it. That's why I couldn't get there.
Everyone seems so happy to see us. It's good to be home.
It's good to be wherever you are, Jill. I'm sure that's what Clive's thinking. Mithril, a mineral most mighty. An introduction. The Sins of Zemeckis, an illustration history of the twins. Lots of stories here to find, I guess.
Old Tome said the Hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
Maybe somewhere in the future we get to repair it? Simeon's Treasury of Knowledge, Volume Ye 11th, Yea, treasure eye of beasties.
Norseman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
On gods and men.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Are we gonna go back to our chambers? Yes, we are.
How good it is to see you, Clive. I still remember.
The day I first met Ted and Crow, chasing their father about the hideaway one moment, clinging to their mother's girdle the next. The twins' love for their parents was something to behold, so fierce and pure. When they passed, I feared the void they left in the children's lives could never be filled. Neither spoke nor smelled for years, hiding themselves away here in the shells to bury their sorrows in the leaves of these tomes.
And thank goodness they did.
For I believe the stories proved a welcome distraction, as over time their pain faded, and now they laugh and frolic as they once did, if not with more vigor. They remind us no matter how deep our wounds, we'll all have the capacity to heal, and that happiness lost will be found again.
It has been difficult, certainly.
When Titan visited his wrath upon us on that dreadful night, we lost much. He robbed us not only of our home and our loved ones, but of that which Sid fought fiercest to preserve, our hope. Hope that we might never have found again, had you not taken his name and become our light in the darkness.
Had you not let us hear.
To Benumere and the Invincible, where among the ghosts of the fallen our journey can continue. Here, in the belly of the Leviathan, untouched by the passing of thousands of years, does our hope burn brighter than ever, and here may it burn for 1,000 more.
Look around you.
While it's a far cry from the Imperial Library in Oriflamme, in 5 short years we almost amassed more volumes than most men or women might hope to see in their lifetime. No longer are the tales they contain hidden away from all but the privileged. We have liberated them, and that they may fill the minds of all who hunger for knowledge.
Still,
There's much more out there, and as long as I draw breath, I shall continue to gather what I can.
Why?
One day, a chronicle of your own adventures might even grace these shelves. Or, failing that, the floor.
I have a few new notes that might interest you.
No, not level 4 yet. I thought it was going to be such a while that we'd get a lot more than that.
Did you learn everything you needed?
We've learned enough for now. I guess we're going to bed until Gav shows up again.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Otto stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
I'm guessing our new mission just
was
enough.
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the tavern.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
The Oath. Yeah, the crystal with the 2 blades. Is that the only one we have at the moment? It does seem so. Still a lot of memories to collect. If I can, I want to try to collect most of them, definitely. But I guess memories will only be gathered as soon as we start living from this place, this new hideaway. So this is basically a whole new start to the story, isn't it? Us as the new Cid. Ooh, a room with a view. And of course a few trinkets. The reading table. Reports, letters and other important missives addressed to Clive are delivered to the reading table in his chambers. New messages are always arriving, so make it the point to check the reading desk upon returning to the hideaway. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing. I reckon I'll see you're done to wear upon my return.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an Eikon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort,
We must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now? Now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima.
Yeah. And as the Phoenix, he will arise again.
If still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Alright, time to conquer the world and destroy the crystals. Meanwhile, the Northern Territories.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
I don't think so. We just don't know exactly what to do yet. But we'll get there. We always do.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
The Gathering Storm.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
Something has happened to Martha. We need to speak with Otto.
Yes, we do. And, of course, we need to go after Martha and see if we can help. She deserves our help, definitely. Alright, let's check the map if there are other things here. Because I wouldn't be too surprised if, after we continue with the story, other side quests will open up as well.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
It's not that I don't trust Cole to do his bit, you understand? It's that I don't trust the Empire to show any of us any mercy if we get in their way.
I understand. I'm guessing this board here is going to be like a quest board with monster hunts or quests to be given throughout the world. I think we'll figure it out. Alright, no points here. Well, the map room has, so let's check.
Ah, my favorite pupil. Allow me to educate you.
Can we see what's new then? Or is it because of the time?
One must understand one's place in the world.
Because it
Thus
says
ends
where we are
today's
supposed to be going right now, so that is added to the timeline. I guess that's probably the case. Now we need the local map first and then go to the big one. Okay, so we got, now that we are on the map, we got a side quest hidden somewhere in the Hideaway. The crystal is actually also gone from the map itself. Don't see any other quest markers around the world, except the one here, which is of course of the main quest, because we know where Martha's Rest is. Where we're gonna go, of course, on the next episode. But where is... Ah, it's all the way at the beginning. We can do that. Okay, let's go to the side quest, pick it up, so we can handle that as we make our way towards Martha. Of course, you know the rules. If I can, we'll always try to do side quests first before moving on with the main story. And that is what we're gonna do now as well. So let's find what it is and what they need us to do.
Finish with that. Welcome back, Sid.
Damn blighted bilge. Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry will keep eating away at the timber like young Tet does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rock for a moon or so. Assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Someone find you some pitch?
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
Alright, prioritize it so we know where to go next time. Slay thorny thistles at the Curltail Falls. I'm sure it should be more than within our grasp. Alright, so next time we're gonna hunt down those thistles and of course see if we can find Martha and help her along. But that's gonna be next time, so until then I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time. As, like I said, we're gonna find some thistles and help Martha. Till then, bye bye.